Good morning to one and all. This is Dr. P. Lavanya, working as Associate Professor in MBA Department in IARE. So today's topics deals with relating to the monopoly. Already we have seen that competition or the market structures. Under the market structures, we have got two types of competitions. One is perfect competition and another one is imperfect competition. So already we have seen what is the perfect competition and what is the price and output determination under perfect competition. And the next comes under the imperfect competition, where it consisting of different market structures. So first of all, we'll see what is imperfect competition. In that, one of the market structure was monopoly, and we'll see what is the nature and features of monopoly and price and output determination under monopoly regarding short run and also long run. So first comes to the introduction of what is an imperfect competition. Already we have seen that perfect competition means where the competition is perfect, consisting of large number of buyers, sellers means already we have been explained that equal capabilities having equal rights or equal capacities what the producers and consumers are having and where they compete equally will comes under the perfect competition. But when you comes under the imperfect competition, it's a situation where the competitive market itself will have many sellers and also here the product is a heterogeneous product. It means it is not a similar product, dissimilar. Maybe it is having differentiation, maybe in some price, maybe in the features, or maybe the presentation situation, or maybe we have a different aspect in case of the advertisement, selling, and promotional activities. So, in this imperfect competition, where we can identify that a market structure where we can observe that many sellers, when they have any dissimilarities or heterogeneous product, and we have to see how these heterogeneity of the product will comes under this imperfect market scenario. So, in the imperfect market, if a seller is selling in a non-identical goods in the market, then he can have an identity or where he can go for getting more amount of the profits, or he can have a freedom of deciding the price. Why? Because if the product is not identical, then I can say some plus of my product or some important feature of my product that which is having some advantages. So my product is better than this feature than other product. Then I can increase the price and organization can also earn more amount of the profits. So based upon these imperfect nature, so there are the different types of market structure which are operating in the economy. So these are different market structures, maybe like monopoly market structures, monopolistic, maybe we call as duopoly, oligopoly market structures, and so on. So based upon these imperfections of the markets, there are the differentiated, maybe based upon the number of the buyers, number of the sellers, or maybe the type of the buyer and the seller also will come under this imperfect competition. So in this imperfect competition, the first important imperfect competition was monopoly. So what is the first we'll see what are the different types of imperfect competitive structures. So in this market, the first important one is monopoly. Second one will comes like oligopoly. So here we can identify a little bit similarities based upon the seller's attitude. So mono means here we can identify that only one seller or the single seller, mono one. Oligo means where we can say few sellers. So monopolistic means maybe many sellers, but they have a slight product differentiation will be there. And when can comes under the pure competition, as we can say pure or monopoly will comes under the same categories. So in the imperfect market structure, these are some of the important market structures based upon the dissimilarities of the goods or the dissimilarities of the markets. So the first important one we comes across is monopoly. So the monopoly is a market structure where the word itself has derived from the two words saying that mono, which means a single, poly means a seller. So monopoly means a single seller selling any type of commodity or goods and services, offering the goods and services. Hence, it is a market structure where one person or the one seller who sells the products and controls the entire market supply. Means the supply of the goods and services will be in the hands of only a single person or the single producers, which we can call it like monopoly market situation. So, in this monopoly market, in the simple terms or the simply we can say like he's in a single seller, one seller selling any unique product. Means unique in the sense some category of differentiation from others, or maybe the product which is not at all having a good substitute, or maybe it is not at all being available in the market. So some nature means some importance or the differentiated nature of the product will be there, such that only one seller, that is single seller, was there in the market. So here this seller will dominate the market by offering these unique quality of the product and setting his own prices. Already we said that it is in a unique product. So unique product in the sense it is having some differentiated features where others are unable to get that feature or unable to offer in the market. So if that important feature is there in my product, then automatically I am the only the one person who was giving that item. Then what happens? I can decide my own price in the market. Maybe we'll see the products. Maybe we can see in the government sector the power generation or the distribution. It is an important in our state or in India, where the government itself is in a power generators. Maybe they are not 100% generators. Private people are also participating in power generation, but the supplying nature of the power is taken by the state and central governments. So they offers the price. No other person will be there who compete with the power supply. So that's why their own price, what government decides, that is the price all should be followed. So the unique product nature itself will helps the producer to offer the own price, and it also having the high barriers to restrict the new entries or the new people entering into that field of production or maybe the industry. So high barriers in the sense maybe we'll have government barriers or maybe due to the natural barriers. So many types of restrictions will be there. So such that we are unable to supply that product in the markets. So that's why the only one person will be there who are offering these new product or unique product. So the consistence of barriers or strict restrictions will be there, such that people cannot enter easily into that industry or the field. So in this monopoly, and the seller is also has absolute power to sell their product, and his main attitude, so the main motive of the monopoly doing this sort of risk and providing in a unique characteristic of a product is in order to determine the price. So he himself will fix the price such that he always attains more profits in the market. So with this, we go for having some key points of this monopoly. So monopoly market, the main key point is, as we know, is in a one seller and also unique product, means single seller providing in a differentiated product, and along with that, it's a completely differentiated structure from the perfect competition and monopolistic competition. As we know, perfect competition where there are homogeneity of the product, many buyers, many sellers, and they are the price takers. But here completely reverse in this situation, as monopoly is in only one seller, product differentiation is there, and he is the price, he can decide his own price. So here it is a completely different from perfect competition, and at the same way the monopolistic market is also one type of imperfect market, but having the product differentiation here. So it is also differ, it is not in a one. So same goods means the monopolistic market will offers a substitute, means one or the other. Maybe I can go, maybe if I want to go for a tea or coffee, then I can offer tea or maybe coffee. So that is monopolistic. But monopoly means only one, milk is the monopoly. So for utilization of tea or the coffee, we require the milk. So here the monopolistic and the perfect competition is completely different from the monopolistic market structure. And in this monopoly market structure, where they can maximizing their profits, means they want to squeeze the market as they are the single producer of the product and offering some different quality or quantity of the product or the different feature. So he want to squeeze or maximize or want to get more of the profits from the market, as he himself is a price maker. So while going for making of the price, he'll see the situation. If supply is less and demand is more, automatically he will increase the price. If supply is more and maybe the producer or the sellers, sorry, the buyers are less, then automatically what happens? He will sometime decreases the price. Means his profit maximization will have the attitude of his price making. He understand the market situation based on the demand and supply, then he go for fixation of the price. And in the monopoly we can observe that where the price could be determined in both the ways, that is short run and also long run basis, we can determine the price and output structure in the monopoly. So with these we go for why a product or a producer will enter into the monopoly, or we can call like individual having the power of having only one product. He is only able to produce the product. Why? That is how an individual will control the market, or how he can become into a monopoly. So what makes the product or in a company to become as a monopoly? So this is due to the following the sources of powers, means the following or the important basic things based upon that one producer, one product or the one company will become monopoly in the market. So the first one is the legal barriers, means government or constitutional barriers. Maybe when we comes under the central and state government, we see the transportation facilities. Yes. So in the transportation we have water mode of transportation, road transportation, rail, airways. So we are having. So in these we can see that public and private sector in the transportation of road, and we have in the water also some areas, and in the air as we have seen that many these aerodromes, or maybe any that Tata also came into the Indian Airlines was taken by the Tata. So public and private sector is there, but only one, that is the railways, which was unable to give to the, or unable to entered by the private people due to the legal and more investment purpose. So it is in a to be largely uh, vested in the country, and due to the government and the legal barriers, one individual cannot afford or cannot maintain the railways. So due to that, the constitutional amendments are also required to enter the private people into these railway sector. So that's why central government totally captured these railways and itself is running throughout the India. So it is one of the hurdle that as central government is monopoly in railways, that is legal barrier. So based upon that government barriers, maybe the GST tax structure, that's totally in the hands of the central government. So these are the some of the legal items where the private people or other people cannot enter due to the constitutional reasons. And next important one is related to the economies of scales. Already we have known in case of production sector, when we want to go for larger scale production, the organization will enjoy the economies of scale. Yes, sir. So scale in the sense some advantages what these organizations are having. So when we go for large amount of the production, we enjoy some technical, political, already we have seen in the last videos, some sort of advantages. Based upon that, so one organization can provide any product at a very, very less price in the market, such that other people will be eliminated from the competition and he can become as a monopoly. Means when we have some lot of advantages or enjoyed due to the larger scale production, then we are the product giving a good or very qualitative product at a lowest price, then these economies of scale will help us to come become as a monopoly. Next one comes as the technical superiority. So in case of technological superiority, once when we have innovative technology, then with that superiority we are able to offer the goods at the best quality or more improved quality. Maybe nowadays we are seeing that AI, that is artificial intelligence. Yes, sir. So with this we are able to identify that smaller robots which are helpful in case of different types of industry. Particularly the AI artificial intelligence is replacing, as we have seen, these TV anchors, maybe providing some sort of desk job jobs, or maybe um, taken as in case of hospitals. So the reception center where asking the questions, taking the needs, or providing some tablets. So some these type of things was done by the little bit AI robots. So the technical superiority. So some companies or one or there which was supplying these type of things. So based upon these innovative and technical superiorities, so we can convert our product or the our company into the monopoly. Next, we have the control of natural resources. So maybe the natural resources are scarce and available at only one place, such that that area will be famous or that people only are able to produce the goods. So once this controlling of the natural resources, that is distributed to the different areas, was stopped, then that area will become as a monopoly. Next comes under network externalities. Means when we have our own networks, so externally we are the people best in providing these sort of supporting features. Yes, sir. Maybe we are seeing these different types of net what we are having, these internet facilities. So many companies will come, we are providing this one, that one. So in that one is providing it a lower rate and offering a very best services, then automatically based upon these external network capabilities, that company or that network we can transform in the form of monopolies. And another one is deliberate action. Sometimes we doesn't want to convert ourselves into monopoly, but due to the happenings of the some events or the sequences, automatically our product become as a famous or maybe one of the monopoly product in the market. Means with the sudden causes or the sudden reasons, we can say based upon the marketing external changes. Yes, sir. So in the COVID situation, maybe we have seen that injection water, we want to have these blood circulated, that are anbaxy. So it was only the company which was provided some type of injections. Or maybe we have seen that fever tablets. Yes. So these type of things, suddenly they become or they control the market, and they are the become as a monopoly due to the external environmental changes or some incidences we ourselves formed into the monopoly. And the next one is capital requirement. So come some companies where huge amount of the capital is required, or maybe some companies very less amount of the capital but with an extensive features or the extensive involvement. So the capital is of the one of the feature which decides for the larger scale production. We can identify that capital is a main thing. Once when I want to increase the services scale of the production, more amount of the capital is required. So as we can see that we'll call Tata companies. Yes, sir. So they can start manufacture from a pin to the aeroplane. So we can say in some sectors they are the monopoly. Why? Because they have an extensive capital formation, or they can arrange a very Indian private sector company. So based upon these capital requirements also, or availability of the capital will also convert into the monopoly markets. And at the same way, no suitable substitutes. When once one innovative products or any type of products came into the market, when it is having doesn't have a perfect substitute, then that is also called as a monopoly. Along with these internal and external marketing conditions, changing the taste and fashion of the individuals will also sometimes will create the monopoly. So these are the some of the things which we can identify that due to these some product company or a person becomes as a monopoly. So along with this, we'll see first strictly what are the features of monopoly. So we comes as a characteristic features, or what are the features we can say. As we said that mono is a single, poly means seller. So the first important character feature is he is only the single producer or a single seller. So in this market structure where involves in the business, total control of the business will be within the hand. Why? Because he can only produce the goods. No other competitive product is there, no substitute is there, and he authorized, and he is in a person who will control the demand and supply. So based upon his supply of the goods, he will decide the price in the market, being the main characteristic of a single producer. So to this single producer, he is able to take the decisions, and he himself will go for creating the policies, maybe relating to the production and pricing policies. As we know, the production decision, long run, short run, or what sort of capital investment required. So that type of things are also would be decided by the monopoly himself. And at the same way, pricing strategy, what price we should be seen in the market. Normally, the monopolies always want to attack the abnormal or maybe supernormal profits. Very high prices they want. So based upon that, so they go for skimming strategies, the different pricing strategies, or their cost plus pricing, skimming pricing strategies. So they will follow one strategy based upon the marketing conditions, which the monopoly will involves in getting more amount of profits. So the second important feature relating to this monopoly was they will not have a distinction or a differentiation between the firm and industry. So where we can say that it is a firm. As we say, a firm means a single company producing the goods. We'll call it as a firm. When group of companies producing the same product, we'll call it as a industry. So monopoly is in a single producer or single seller. So there is no differentiation that he is the one become as a small company, or extensively he is the person who provides the goods. So that's why being in a characteristic of single person, so he is the company, he is the industry. So both are one and the same. That's why here we can't differentiate that maybe differentiation between the firm and industry. So both are the same in case of monopoly. And another important feature relating to this monopoly was it relates to the no close substitutes. Already we have said a single producer providing. The main reason is that if no close substitutes are not there, so that is the only thing which we want to get. And where market does not face competition, and the monopolistic, he is the one person who was supplying output to the market and controlling the total supply, then automatically based upon his supply only the demand will be depends. So due to the non-presence of any good substitute to my product, my product or the my goods is called as a monopoly product. So that's why no presentation or no close substitute is another important feature. So due to the no close substitutes, so we have another feature called as absence of competition. So I am only one producer whom controlling the demand and supply, where I can sell the product. I don't have substitutes. I am not the price decision maker. Then automatically there will not be any competition in the market. So when we see the cross elasticity of the demand for the monopoly product will be zero. Why? Because whatever I give, that is the price and that is the goods. So that's why. So competition in the market will be in the cross elasticity. When you want to clarify, then it is called as zero. And another important feature relating to this monopoly market is it is like price maker. So already we have said that being in a single producer or a single seller of the goods, he can control the price. Why? Because he is the person who decides the supply in the market. So where he does not gives the same price offer to the same people. So it is due to the discriminative price charged to the different consumers. Means here, being in a price maker, he himself will give different prices based upon the marketing of demand and supply. If supply of the goods is less, he will increase the price. If the supply of the goods is more, then he want to get more profits, then he will lessen the price of the goods and he will attract the consumer to purchase the product. So being in a price maker, he becomes as a monopoly in the market. So being in a price maker, so what we have been said that he gives for price discrimination. That is another important characteristics or important aspect of the monopoly. Discriminating pricing. So sometimes we'll call like discriminating monopoly. So discrimination pricing or monopoly means offering different prices at any different places or different markets, or charging different prices from one customer to another, or one region to another, or one location to the other. So because I am only the person selling the product, based upon the need, requirement and my taste and fashions, I'll discriminate the price here. Why? Because maybe one thing what we want to say is demand and supply. If supply is more, so I want to gain more amount of the profits, then I'll little bit decrease the price and I offer to the people and attract the people to purchase the product. If supply is less, then I'll go for increasing the price. So who offers me more price, I'll give the goods. So it's my own decision. That's why sometimes the pure monopoly or monopolistic will depends upon the price discrimination. So situation analysis or based upon the monopoly's conditions, he will describe the price. And another important feature of this monopoly is complete control of the monopoly, as he is in a single person decision maker, and he is the producer, he is the supplier, and he want to take different types of policies decisions, and he his decision of the product solely reflects upon the entry of the new forms or restricting of the new forms. So these type of all aspects will be covered by the only one producer. So the complete control relating to this product or the marketing structure will be in the hands of the seller itself. And the important one is that as we find that in this monopoly situation, as we say that DD demand curve slopes from top to down. So DD curve will always top to down. So which implies that demand decreases. Yes, what when the goods are offered more means when the price decreases a little bit, the demand will be increases. So that's why if monopoly founds that he can produce the goods in large scale and he want to attract the customers and gain a lot of profit, slightly he will decrease the demand. So these decreasing of the demand will purchased by the many people, then automatically he can gain more amount of the profits. So which indicates that a demand curve will be slopes from top to down. So these are the some of the important features what the monopoly can exist. So along with these features, now we comes to the situation that when I want to go for decision of price and output determination in monopoly. So at what price, what sort of output that monopolies should offer in the market. For that, first I should know the equilibrium point. Already we have known what is equilibrium point means, where the total cost and total revenue meets, or where the organization was conveniently meet this average cost curves and marginal revenue at that point, maximum profits what an organization is earning, that point we'll call it as an equilibrium point. So how this monopoly will gains this equilibrium point. So for that we should have some assumptions of monopoly. So the main assumptions under these monopoly is, as we know that he is a single seller or the single producers, and homogeneity of item is not existence. Means here we want a heterogeneity. Not here the goods is non-homogeneous. Means maybe the produced goods was identical, but the characteristics will be non-homogeneous. So there are no alternatives to the product. Means no close substitutes are there. Then we can say it is in a one of the assumption to attain the equilibrium position. So no, not having a close substitute or alternative is one of the assumption. And next one is these monopoly want to maximize his profits. Means want to get maximum or minimum profits by a least cost. Means decreasing the cost, he want to gain more amount of the profits. Means output should be more with a less cost. So he will follow different natural methods in the organization without increasing the expenditure. He want to increase the output. And at the same way, there are numerous consumers on the demand side, and nobody is acceptable for altering the price of the item with their action, right? Because he's only one person producing the goods, many consumers will be there. So their action will not change the price. As we know that the price of by attitude of a single consumer, or maybe the group of consumer in the market, doesn't have influence upon the price. And next one is the treatment of the consumer for all kinds is the same within the monopoly. Means the monopoly aim is to attain the profits. So he seeks that where he was getting more profit. So he doesn't go for favorable situations or favorable consumers. So the treatment for all will be the same. And at the same way, the monopoly power is unlimited and is in a controllable, not at all means uncontrollable situation. As we say, single due to some advantage. Maybe it is related to the government rules and restrictions. Maybe it is related to the capital. Maybe it relates to the not existence of close substitutes. Whatever may be the reason. So he become as a only single seller with a lot of power in the market, and he himself will decides the price. So based upon his need requirement, he goes on increasing or decreasing the price. That's why market, consumers or any other cannot control the monopoly power. And another assumption is that there isn't any risk of the competitor from the companies. Being in a single one, no substitutes. Already we have said absence of competition from the market. So he have no risk relating to the competition. So these are the some of the assumptions of monopoly. When these monopoly want to attain the equilibrium situation, when some of these items are followed, then a monopoly can attain the equilibrium condition. Then we'll see that what is the price and output determination under short run and long. The first price and output determination under monopoly was during the short run. Already we know the determination of short run and long run will be decided based upon the time basis. So if the time is very less, belong to the 6 months or the between 1 year of the period, we'll consider it is a short run. When the time is more, maybe it is more than 1 year, we'll consider it is a long run. So short run is characterized by the less time where we are unable to alter the all situation. The monopoly also cannot alter his production. So he should see that how much product he can produce within the time span, and he can send that output to the market. Means supply cannot be altered 100%. Maybe a little bit alternation of the supply based upon the demand he can manage, but 100% supply cannot be altered. So that is the main characteristics of short run price and output determination in case of monopoly. So the equilibrium in the short run, where we can characterized by maybe having some high amount of the profits, or sometimes monopoly will also experience the minimum losses. So we'll see the situation how this price and output will be determined under monopoly in the short run. And as we see that the firm's market power is to set the price. Maybe we have the power to set the price, that if we were facing the losses, I want to increase the price. But consumer must and should be a situation to accept that price and purchase that product. Maybe increase the price also. If consumer was not purchased, organization will get loss. Maybe a monopoly product or any other product. So that's why the firm, maybe it is having a power to set its price also. Sometimes in the short runs we are able to identify that minimum losses also will be occurred. So as we have said that in the monopoly, the price and demand curve determines the companies or the firm's output. So it could be determined by the price. And in this, one of the important characteristic feature what the monopoly is having is, already we have said, downward sloping of DD, that is a demand curve. What I said is if the price decreases, they can sell more amount of the goods. Means by lowering the price, monopoly can sell more amount of the product and maximizes his profits. So we'll see there are three types of profits what a monopoly can attract in case of short run while deciding the price and output determination. One we'll call is the highest or supernormal profits, has only one producer selling the products. So normally the monopoly will have a very supernormal profits. Sometimes due to the external reasons or some sort of conditions prevail in the market, emergency conditions or other, it can get also normal profits, means maximum, where lot or more profits or the highest profits cannot be achieved. And at the same way, along with that, due to the changes, dynamic changes in the market, sometimes the monopoly can also get the losses. So we'll see these three situations under these short run, how a monopoly firm will attain the equilibrium to get supernormal profits, normal profits and losses. The first we'll consider the supernormal profits, means abnormal profits, where in the short run we can say that in the short run SAC, that is short run average cost curve, and short run SMC, that is short run marginal cost curves are present. So this price and output determination under the monopoly, as we said that DD, that is average revenue, or DD one and will be the same, means demand curve and average revenue one and the same, where it can cut the marginal revenue. So average revenue curve is cutted by this marginal revenue curve. So where we can identify that in the short run, that short run marginal cost curve cutting this marginal revenue from the below. So that point where we can determines the price and output determination is when these short run marginal cost curves the short run revenue curve. So we can see that in case of a short run, we can see the supernormal profits or the abnormal profits in the organization as these downward sloping of demand curve means once when there are many people opting to purchase my product, and as monopoly himself will have a capacity or enjoying the advantage, that is some sort of advantages by increasing the production. Yes, so if some conditions, on some conditions, he can decrease the price, that which states that these AR, that is average revenue, or which is equal to the demand curve sloping from top to down. So according to ours is that where we are attaining the equilibrium means where these AC curve, that is average cost curve, cuts this marginal cost curve, that is average cost curve cutting these marginal, that is where these point we can consider as an equilibrium point where organization is achieving, that is no profit and no loss, means as revenue and cost is equal, where we are getting a maximum, a little amount of the profits what an organization normally get, that point we'll call it as a equilibrium. So due to the large scale production or advantages what we have, or due to the no substitute in the market, the average revenue curve slopes from downwards, and we can see that it is touching this average revenue, that is quantity is touching at this point, that is A, and the equilibrium point is C, and we can see that output increased from B to P. So this area which is the above average cost and above marginal cost, that area, that is PABC. PABC. This is the area where organization is getting more amount of profit, which we'll call as abnormal profits. So this is the point where AC cuts from MA normal, it is equilibrium point where I'm getting normally profits. But when the revenue curve due to the demand curve or average revenue curve slopes downwards, by decreasing the price, increased the buyers or supply was increased and more amount of the goods are purchased, then automatically what happens, the profits range was increased from normal to the abnormal. So in the short run period, by prevailing marketing conditions, the organization was able to get the long run or supernormal profits in this short run. So once when you comes under the normal situations, means this relates that in abnormal reasons or maybe by enjoying of many things, organization was able to get supernormal profits. Maximum in the short run for a pure monopoly product, always it will enjoys the supernormal profits. Due to the entry and exit barriers also, this is possible. And the next situation, sometimes due to the external conditions are not favorable, or maybe the purchasing power of the consumers are low, the organization will able to attain only normal profits. So we can achieve these normal profits where the short run curve cuts from marginal revenue, that the point is E, equilibrium point. We can call it the point where no profit, no loss point, or it is in a point where the revenue is equal to the cost, or little bit of profits we are attaining. So that point we can call it like a normal profits. So in this diagram, the same as we can see that AR and MR, maybe the demand due to the based upon the demand or people purchasing power was decreased, so we decrease our price of the goods also. Here, a little bit slope will comes that average revenue and demand curve sloping downwards. But what is happening? The average cost curve is cutting this demand curve, the point of E. So, this point of E, where this was cutting, these MR, marginal revenue and marginal cost is cutted by E. So, there the maximum profits means AC and MC are both are equal, and cutting this point here, the output what we determine is at OP output, the quantity demanded is AQ. So, this is a point where exactly what an organization is seeking. Means, just we estimate that if I get 1 rupee profit, 2 rupees profit, it's okay. For sustaining purpose, reasonable profits what we are getting. That type of profit is sometimes due to the dynamic changes in the market, the monopoly will experience. So, that profit we'll call it as where these AC and MC cuts at a point, or it is a little bit above equilibrium point, we can call it the firm is enjoying the normal profits. So the third situation in the short run is losses. So where we can identify that in the same figure. So already I have said that due to some external marketing conditions, or maybe the purchasing power of the people was low, or maybe some competitive product or innovatively new product came into the market, sometimes demand for my product will decrease, or people doesn't I like to produce my purchase my product, and they have been shifted to the another product. So based upon that, sometimes their monopoly will also get the losses where he was attaining below the average cost curve, cuts the revenue curve from below. That point we'll call it as a loss point. So which we'll see in the diagram saying that as we know these demand curve slopes downwards, MC and AC, that MR is also doing downwards. So where I am getting the equilibrium at an E point, where these MR, that is marginal revenue, meet by the marginal cost. But the average cost means relating to the marginal revenue is less, and average cost what an organization involved is more than the revenue. We observe that cost curve, that is U-shaped average cost curve is it is the revenue curve is here, and marginal um, cost or average cost is above the marginal cost or the marginal revenue. So this uh, area which is above the marginal cost or average cost is more than the revenue what we received, then that point, that area we can constitute as a loss point. So the loss point is PC, that is BCAP. So this is a point where that organizational cost is more and revenue is less. That's why it curve, average cost curve cuts above the equilibrium point such that the total area what we are showing, and this red mark is a loss point. So due to some reasons or the external changes total in the market, monopoly will also experience the losses in the short run. Means any situation. So based upon the dynamic external conditions, we can identify that monopoly maximum gets supernormal profits or normal. In rare cases, in the short period, he can also attain the losses. So these are the three situations which you want to constitute in case of monopoly price and output situation in the long run. So if these prices, maybe when we see this organization is going for losses situation, the monopoly single seller itself going for the long losses situation, where he can stop temporarily the production, what he get will be stops temporarily, and that is firm will shut down for some period, then again he can start up with a same product in the long run. Means some time gap should be taken if monopoly in the short run is achieving the losses. So this is the situation or the period in the short run where monopoly is able to get supernormal, normal and losses situation. Now we comes under how these price and output we can decide it in the long run. So based upon the time distinction, as we know that long run period means it is more than 1 year or the more period, above 5 years will be there. So all the factors or the required things we can adjust. Why monopoly in the short run sometimes got losses means due to the lack of the time also it was unable to adjust some factors of production. But in the long run, monopoly has sufficient time to identify what is his characteristics or the unique product and what is the price he should give in the market, and he can have a lot of time where he can examine or identify the demand and the supply conditions of the market. So at these point of long run where we can identify that marginal cost means additional cost, as we know this marginal cost means additional cost is playing an important role by getting these marginal revenue or additional revenue. And because of this marginal cost and marginal revenue, this is additional revenue what we are attaining in the organization, we are able to get these long term equilibrium under monopoly, which is possible, means long term equilibrium we are able to achieve. So due to these inability, so why in the long run the organization will comes as a monopoly in the long run means due to the inability of new companies to take in the market, or income of the monopoly company is high in the long run means due to the strict barriers for entry restricted by the other companies, I am was the only the company producing the goods. So in the long run, whatever no other was competitor there, so I can decide perfectly a good price, and as I'm able to earn supernormal profits in the long run. So in this price and output determination, pure monopoly pricing means 100% with a discriminating based upon the supply and the demand condition. He discriminate the prices, so he changes the prices need, and he was able to attain a good profitability position in the long run. So where we can see that there is no loss point means good planning will be there, and we are the only one in the market, so no loss position is occurred in the long run. So supporting this, another important is that due to the strict entry barriers, so it is the important thing which gives the monopoly product a very supernormal profits in the long run. So we'll see these price and output determination in the long run, as we have says that due to the lot of advantageous features like strict barriers, price discrimination, price taker, and sufficient time to adjust the output with the demand of the market. And the long run, we can identify that supernormal profits we can adjust. Yes, sir. So where we see that as a long run demand curve or average revenue curve which slopes downwards, by decreasing of the price you can earn more amount of the profit, as DD or long run average revenue curve slopes from downwards. At the same way we can identify that long run marginal revenue will also slope downwards along with average revenue. So we identify the profits where these long run average cost curve is cutting. It is above the equilibrium or above the average revenue or below the average revenue. So when these average cost curve cuts below the average revenue, it is above and average cost curve. Maybe it is below while giving the area of portion means PABC is in a supernormal profits. So where we can identify that supernormal profits. Able to identify the supernormal profits as the cost is average, that is a long run average curve cutting the average revenue from below and above the equilibrium profit point. So this total portion we can accomplish like a long run supernormal profits due to the arranging all the factors in a perfect manner. Due to the availability of the time, the monopoly 100% can achieve the long run supernormal profits. So, this is the way how the monopoly he himself will achieve the supernormal profits in the long run due to the advantages features. So, in the long run and short run, so the organization or the monopoly is 100% receives maximum supernormal profits as the advantages features what he is having like price taker, price discriminator, and also entry and exit barriers are there. So based upon that, he himself will achieve more amount of the profits in the market, and he is a dominant sector in the market. So with this, we come to the conclusion that how the monopoly he himself has been decided out price and output in the short run and long run. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.